Hi, I'm Malt activist, and today we have with us the Aberlour Casg Annamh, batch 1. I have fond memories of Aberlour, not just the whiskey, but the distillery itself. A couple of years ago, me and a bunch of friends visited Speyside, and we took a trip down to Aberlour and had the most amazing tasting ever. It was all cask strength whiskeys of different ages, and I remember it was pouring. It was just, pissing cats and dogs, and for some reason that just made that experience so much better. And like most people, I've been a fan of Aberlour Abunas for a very long time. I think they're up to like batch 66, 67 now, if maybe 64, 65. I fell in love with those massive sherry bombs that they used to produce. Are still producing. And so I was quite excited to get my hands on this. I didn't know a lot about this whiskey until it came into my possession. So this is batch 1 and it seems to be a permanent fixture in the core range for Aberlour. This is bottled at 48%. And the literature says, and I've been trying to find what kind of casks these are, but it seems to be very hard to get hold of that information. Anyway, so the literature here says this has been matured in 3 types of casks: the European oak sherry casks and 2 different types of American oak casks, resulting in a rich and intense whiskey. Now, I can only assume that American oak is some type of refill bourbon, and the European oak sherry cask is also some kind of refill sherry cask. Again, not a lot of information running around, but that's okay. We have the whiskey on hand. Let's see what the fuss is all about. It says it's non-chill filtered. I'm not sure whether it has been colored or not though. So the first thing is I am not expecting a sherry bomb. I don't believe it's being marketed as one, which is fine, and I'm happy to sort of judge it based on its own merits. It's a nice sweet nose, quite fruity, very red apples, berries. I've been told this one does well if you let it sit for a while, so why don't we take 5 minutes and let it sit? Join you after the break.
5 minutes later.
Hey, welcome back. That must have been like 1 second for you, but it was like 5 to 7 minutes for me. I can't say it's opened up that much more as I was expecting, but it certainly developed some sort of like this jammy this jammy note, which is quite nice, like treacle. Some peanut butter in there as well. And then a very unmistakable butterscotch and banana note towards the end. And I think that's the bourbon casks in play. So overall, I think, again, decent nose. I'm not expecting anything too complicated. Ooh. Wow. Decent mouthfeel, easy to roll around. Very strong minty lozenge note on the palate. Again, the apples are there, red apples are there. A bit doughy. The peppers, there's some peppers, some types of spices. I'm thinking like mild cinnamon spices. The finish is medium, falls off pretty quickly in my opinion. Yeah, it's quite decent. Makes me want to smack my lips for some reason. Very distinct minty lozenge aftertaste, almost like a cherry lozenge, strawberry lozenge, in that sort of spectrum. Yeah, and the spices sort of come in a little later, and they sort of stick to the side of your tongue, and that's what they do. What do I think? I think this is pretty decent. It's not complicated at all. I think it's a decent whiskey for its price. It seems to be in the entry level range, and off late, entry level almost always ends up meaning shit, just crap whiskeys. But I'm just happy that this is fairly decent. I think this is at an affordable price range. I'm also glad that it's Aberlour doing something different, that is not completely sherry. Don't get me wrong, even though I'm a huge fan of that flavor profile, I think this is a nice sort of addition to their flavor palette, because it sort of sets itself apart quite distinctly with that raspberry lozenge note. Yeah, I like it. So thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.